You're watching Every Day's a Saturday, USMC veteran. Let's go, baby. And here's your host, Bryan. And what's going on, friends and family? Thank you guys so much for joining Bryan and Marie on another great episode of Coffee Talk. And let me tell you guys, this one is going to be an amazing one. You guys hear a lot about Cash Coffee up here. You see this logo? Talk a lot about Cash Coffee. Well, guess who's going to be right there in that location? Marie. How you doing this morning, Marie?
I am doing great. I am repping. Yes, I am on location with Cash Coffee, our sponsor, and I am so excited to be here and to be able to have him on here. Yep, Cash Coffee, and just talk about some local businesses and talk about some local resources out here. So I am super happy to be here right now, and have him and you and us and just everyone here. I'm excited.
I messed myself all up by doing that, taking my hat off. No, I'm so excited for this. I really love what Cash Coffee's doing, and that's why you know I'm happy to be an affiliate of one of theirs and rep them all the time and talk all about them. And let's go ahead and do what we normally do before we start the show and brew us up some coffee from Cash Coffee and get this show on the road. All right, all right. Definitely go check out some Cash Coffee. They got some amazing brews out there. They got merch. They got all kinds of cool stuff, even supplements for your body, and yeah, check it out. She's repping one of the cool shirts that they got. Isn't that one of their newest ones?
Yes, this is one of their newest ones.
Yeah, that's
About being
outstanding.
there for
I
the
love it.
next person.
I
Yeah,
love
and
it. And I love exactly what they're doing.
yes, and they have some amazing hot chocolate, which is what I'm drinking. It is fantastic. So if you don't drink coffee, come on over.
They got it all. You know what I mean? And I think they make people feel right at home. Am I right by saying that? Because I mean, you're
Yes,
there now and you're getting to see
yes,
the atmosphere and stuff like that. Am I correct by saying it's kind of like like just make you feel right at home when you come in there?
yes. There's a couch in here. There's all sorts of awesome stuff. We'll do a tour in a little bit when we have him on, and I'm excited to kind of show you what they have. They have coins. They've got T-shirts. They've got all sorts of stuff. So
Oh gosh, that's
yeah.
so cool. And you know what? Before we get going, everybody, up here in the corner, we got a QR code. If you scan that QR code, it will take you to the YouTube channel where you can go check out all these great episodes. Also below are all the other amazing places you can go check this out. I want to say thank you to everybody out there. I have met a goal of mine this year. I wanted to hit over 200 listeners on Spotify uh, before the end of the year, and I'm at 201 now. And thank you to everybody out there so much for helping me with that goal, because I did kind of stay out there. I think I was about 8 short or so of my goal, and I went out there and asked for people's support. And my gosh, I got it, and I'm just happy and blessed. And it's been an amazing ride so far. And bringing Marie on to do coffee talk, it's kind of been the centerfold of of Every Day's a Saturday now, and we're getting to have a whole different avenue, about healing, about taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, holistically, all those things. And one of the big, you know, people out there that are all about helping with mental health and other things is Cash Coffee. And like I said, that's
Yep.
why I'm excited to have them here. And of course, we're going to go ahead and get this show started like we normally do. Let Marie start it off with an amazing poem, and then we'll go ahead and get right into this because we also have some special guests that showed up at Cash Coffee. That we got some people that are going to be in there talking about Cash Coffee itself and meet the amazing founders of it as well. So go ahead, Marie. Let's get this going.
All right. So, um, before I read my poem, there's just a couple things that I want to announce. The first thing is I just wanted to touch base because I haven't been on screen before when I'm out in public. And so I just wanted to touch base. As some of you know, I have a genetic condition that the military made worse called hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And so I just wanted to bring a little bit of awareness of what that looks like for me in my daily life. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a connective tissue disorder. And basically, what happens is all of my connective tissue is degenerating. And last year, I had to get my hips replaced, and I have to wear braces on a daily basis right now. So I just wanted to give you guys a little show of the different braces that I'm wearing at this moment. So I have a finger brace because my knuckle kind of collapses. I have a wrist brace because I've got arthritis and carpal tunnel and some bones that are loose. I wear a brace around my waist because I have arthritis in my SI joints. And then I also have knee braces that I wear on a regular basis because of the fact that my knees collapse inwards. And then I also have special shoes and inserts in. So this is just tools that I have to use on a normal basis to be able to function in everyday life. And sometimes things are worse than others, and I have to use a cane as well. So again, this is just to let you guys know, the severity that the Ehlers-Danlos kind of has sometimes. And if you are interested in donating, there is a donation page on my Facebook page. If you look up Slider Babe Poetry and Art or Marie Slider Henriksen, you can find that donation page. So I wanted to bring that up. And then also, speaking of Facebook, that community that I've been talking about, I finally got it started. So if you go to Facebook and look up Slider Babe in the groups tab, SLIDERBABE, you will find a new community that I started. My goal in this community is to encourage other people to heal out loud. I want to know how you are being creative. Are you podcasting? Are you writing? Are you speaking? Are you, using software? Are you writing poetry, anything that you may be doing, woodworking, podcasting, whatever it is. I want to know how you are healing out loud. And it's a safe place for people to share resources and ask questions and get community support. So it's called Slider Babe, and it is creatively healing out loud through community. So please come join us. I would love to have you there. And without further ado, one of the ways that I am healing out loud, as most of you know, is that I write poetry. And so on that community, I will be sharing a lot of my poetry. But I'll share a poem with you guys now before we move forward. So, the normalcy of life. There is no normalcy in life because it's a normal sea of strife. Things are constantly moving, sometimes even improving. Even when they're not, balance can be sought. Every day there's change, things get rearranged, some by our own choices and some by other voices. Things may get too heavy and we may feel unsteady, forget things we have learned, go back to things that burned. Yet we can find lifesavers and challenge old behaviors. Support groups and some docs can help connect the dots. We do not fight alone. Many times it is shown a light from up above to show us we are loved. Sometimes it's easy to compare how other people act out there. Our journeys never look the same. There is no point in feeling shame. Condemning others doesn't help, so put your pride on the shelf. We need each other in the end, so let's call each other friend. You have strengths that I don't, and I will do things that you won't. We don't need to fear strife on our normal sea of life. If we help others to the shore with supply ships instead of war, then if our boats start going down, we'll have options and won't drown. So, thank you guys for allowing me to heal out loud with you. And before we move on, I just wanted to share some of the local groups that are here in Utah that are also helping people to heal. They are advocating for veterans and other people as well. And it's just, there's such a beautiful community of advocacy out here. And so, some of the foundations I wanted to highlight: Behind the Lava Lava Foundation. They are dedicated to empowering veterans and their families by creating opportunities for growth and providing financial support in education, sports, and business. We have the Warrior Revival, which is a nonprofit that supports and empowers veterans and their families to transition from the military to civilian life through recreation, mentorship, wellness, and therapeutic retreats. We have the Veteran Business Resource Center, which their mission is to counsel, advise, mentor, and support Utah military connected individuals as they start and build or grow their businesses. And every month they have a networking event that I go to sometimes and just meet local veteran entrepreneurs, and it's been fantastic. Continue Mission is another nonprofit that is serving all era veterans with their physical, mental, and emotional challenges. They do different events and activities and help improve mental health and reduce suicidal ideation. And then there is the I Got Your Six 22, which I was just introduced, and the founder of that is going to be on our show at some point, and he's actually been connected here with Cash Coffee. They actively seek and find those in need and bring them into the community so they don't find their own demons alone. They also help people find service animals, which is amazing. And then one of the one of the programs that we really want to highlight, and we actually have a guest here to tell a little bit about it, is the Family Place, which is actually local here in Logan, Utah. And so I'm going to have her come on and tell a little bit about what she does. If you'll give us just a moment. Hi, everybody. This is Audrey from the Family Place. Audrey, thank you so much for being here. If you want to share with us a little bit about your program.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. At the Family Place, we do a lot of education. We have therapy department, a lot of good things going on there. Today, I really wanted to bring up mental health first aid, which is a free class that we offer to anyone in the community. We do it virtually, so even if you're not in Cache Valley, you're welcome to come. But pretty much what this program is we teach how to recognize, understand, and respond to signs and symptoms of mental health challenges. So, identifying who might be going through something difficult and knowing how to approach that conversation. What do you do if you do notice it? Um, so, we talk about everything from early signs and symptoms to what do you do in a crisis. Um, and this is a very important class for everyone, we feel, but especially I wanted to bring it up for the veteran community, as research shows us that veterans are 75% more likely to die by suicide, and even veterans' caregivers report increased stress and anxiety. So, this program is really here just so that we can all support each other, so that we know how to help our friends and our family members, or even strangers that we meet. So, highly recommend and invite everyone to come take it. It's free again. And you can sign up on our website, thefamilyplaceutah.org, or to request one from us by calling 435-752-8880. So, yeah,
That's
I
thanks so
awesome.
much.
really appreciate the fact that you mentioned caregivers, because that's something I think that we don't talk about enough. And those are the unsung heroes, is a lot of these caretakers that got to deal with these, people that are not in good places all the time, right? And sometimes caretakers take a lot of abuse, verbally, mentally, and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate you kind of mentioning caregivers, because that is a community I don't think that we talk enough about. And I think that a lot of times caretakers themselves don't really even want the notoriety and stuff. They're just out there. They're doing it because they love so and so, or they just want to help others, right? So
Yeah.
I
So
appreciate
I I wanna touch base on that really quick, and then I've got, a question for you. But if you guys don't know, another program that is available out there is the caregiver support line through the VA. So if you
that.
go to va.org and just look up caregiver, there is a whole program dedicated to veteran caregivers. So they have different resources, they have classes, and they also have therapy specifically for the veteran caregiver. And it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be just about the veteran, but just therapy to help you process through what you're going through so that you can be there for your veteran. So please utilize that resource. And I just wanted to ask, how long have you guys been around?
The family place has been around for quite a long time. Our mental health first aid program, I believe, has been about 8 years. I joined up this year, so I'm loving learning about it and getting going.
What
But
what initially got you involved in it? Because I feel like you're pretty young. You look very young. I mean, and um, I just feel like at your age, a lot of people don't focus so much on this kind of stuff or get themselves in this kind of line of business. So how did you find yourself getting into the mental health?
that's a great question. Um, Around the time I was starting college, I actually went through a mental health challenge of my own. I had some anxiety come up. I didn't know that yet, but
Mm,
my family did a lot of the action steps that we teach in mental health first aid. They helped me to feel listened to, gave me support and reassurance, and helped me connect to professional resources. And that really helped me to start turning things around and feel like a person again and able to do
outstanding.
all of these things. So
So
kind of passion came.
your parents were good at helping you with that because I think a lot of parents kind of are the ones that put a lot of mental health issues on their kids, right? So it's nice when there are parents out there that are starting to enable and utilize it. Like I mean, even me, I know that I have two older kids that are now adults, and then I have a little dude who's 8. The difference in me raising those two I mean, them are
Mhm.
completely different because I am well more aware of mental health, and stuff like that because I feel like it's always been something we've always kind of shied away from, especially in the man world, right? Don't get in touch with your feelings, don't, suck it up and all those kind of things that, we as men get told, right? So,
Mhm.
um it's a different world when you are aware of it now, right? And you watch your kids going through it. Like my son this morning got extremely emotional and wasn't ready for it. My father passed like 5 years ago, and he was a really instrumental part of my life. And my little dude was pretty young. He's about 3 or 4 years old. Didn't get a lot of time with his grandpa, but for whatever reason, he just started kind of crying about it this morning. And I think the old me would have been like, "Hey, hey, stop crying, man. We got to." But me, I was like, "It's okay, buddy. It's okay to cry, and we'll stop the car. I'll wait with you. I'll walk you in. I'll go talk to your teacher. You know, we can sit out here as long as you need. Said a little prayer to him, just to kind of to get him going. You know what I mean? And I feel like the old me would have been like, "Hey, let's go. We got to get into class. Chill out, suck it up, get the cheers going." So I think it's important that we start to learn, right, and allow these younger generations to kind of go through their emotions, and kind of help them navigate, give them the tools to help them instead of, hey, stop that, why are you crying for, like what we were told.
Yeah, and I think it makes such a big difference when you are that supportive adult for someone. Yeah, that's super amazing.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. We are so excited. Can you please announce where you work again and then that program one more time? And we are going to add it to a resource list that we will have available alongside this podcast. And we're going to
Yeah,
start doing that.
plug the phone number, website, whatever
Yes.
you want to plug. Go ahead, this is a great time.
Cool, sounds good. The family place, it's the mental health first aid class, and our website is thefamilyplaceutah.org, and you can contact us at 435-752-8880.
And then do you guys have social media?
We do,
Okay.
yes.
And what are your handles for the social media?
I
If you can think of
believe
it.
you look up the family place, but I'll get you the for sure ones.
All right. So we will have them on there. So thank you so much, Audrey, for being here. It has been a pleasure. I actually met Audrey at a conference last week. It's the LDS PMA, so Latter day Saints in Publishing, Media, and the Arts. It was a giant conference, and that is where I met her. Both of us did some time volunteering there at the registration desk. And just as I was getting ready to leave, she overheard me talking and she's like, "Hey, I've got a resource for you." So it was so perfect. So
She's an absolute sweet soul. So thank you
yes,
so much for blessing us with your presence and giving us your insight on what you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
Well,
yes.
thanks so much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Have a good
Yeah,
one.
you too.
All right. Hey again. So that was an awesome, awesome interview. It was really wonderful to talk to Audrey and just have that local resource, especially here in Logan with Cash Coffee. And so before we get to Jamie here at Cash Coffee, we actually have a customer here named Alexa. And she has been a customer here for about 2 to 3 years. And she has gotten really close with the owners here. And so she's going to come on and just kind of tell a little bit about her experience here and how they've supported her in just community support as well. So we'll have her on in just a second. Hey Alexa,
Hi.
welcome. We are so
Thank
glad that you
you.
are here. So yeah, what is your experience here?
Well, I've been coming in here for a good 2, 3 years. I'm not quite sure how long it's been. It's been a while, and it's really become like just a place that you really feel at home. It's one of my favorite places. I don't go very many places, but I come here all the time. You get to meet some really amazing people. I mean, the owners are super great, so it's really an amazing place.
So what do you know about this place? A little bit about the history or activities that they've been involved with?
Well, a lot of what they do is they have their Thanksgiving thing every year. I think they've been doing it for 3 years, right? 7 years. 7 years. And so that's super cool. They also do a lot of veteran nights on Fridays, which is really cool. I think it's awesome. I have veterans in my family, so
Awesome.
a lot of that, and they just help so many people, especially with all the gun safe stuff and everything.
So, as somebody who has veterans in your family, what does it mean to you to have places like this, even though the owners are not veterans, but they are so involved with veteran support and advocacy? What is your like? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, there's definitely a lot we don't know, like as civilians, we don't know what they go through. And so I think it's super important that they have a place that they can go to talk to these amazing people and just kind of have that support. So it means a lot.
Yeah, this is an awesome place. Like as soon as I walked in, I felt like it was very homey. Like that's does that sound
I know
that sounds bad, but
that's exactly
homely,
what it
homey,
is.
yeah,
Homey.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Alexa, how did you stumble across Cash Coffee? Do you remember how you came across them one day? You just were looking for some coffee they showed up, or
Oh, so I go to the gym near here. I had been for a while, and I drive past it. I'm like, oh, what's that? And one day, me and my mom actually decided to come in. We're like, whoa, this is a really cool place. And ever since then, I come in quite a lot. I sit in here. I made a lot of friends with a couple cool older veterans, and it's a huge family. It's super great.
I love it. I love it.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that you wanna share with us? Any other experiences? Is there any funny experiences you've had? Like, tell us an embarrassing
Oh
story
yeah,
of
because I know they're
being
funny people. I know for sure. Hang out with Jamie long
I
enough.
don't I don't think I have any super embarrassing stories. I know there's definitely a few times that Jamie would but he gets these life cutouts and cardboard cutouts, and there was one morning I was sitting in here and he was getting it ready, and it was hilarious. Mindy did not like it. She didn't like that
I
one.
think
It
that
was
there's a lot of shenanigans that Jamie does that Mindy doesn't like, huh?
oh, there definitely is. He's a very fun person to be around. So
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Well, we are so glad that you are here and thank you for sharing your experience. We appreciate your support and the podcast and being here. And I know I kind of just roped you in because you came in and
it's all
sat down.
good. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Alexa.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Alexis,
Alexa.
Alexa. Okay.
Alexa. Gosh,
All right.
dang it, Marie.
I know my memory, it's horrible.
All good.
But
uh,
yeah, we're glad that you were here.
Well, thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Hey guys, again, this is Jamie. Jamie is the founder of Cash Coffee, and we are so excited to finally have him on. We've been talking about it for the last few weeks. So excited. Jamie, introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about what you do, and we're
Mm.
going to interrupt you 50 billion times and
In
ask you a ton of
interrupt me all
questions.
you want.
Yeah.
My name is Jamie Butters. Me and my old lady started Cash Coffee. I think we're on our 7th year now. And yes, we do our own coffee. We do our supplement line. We're kind of a beacon for the broken, is what they call us.
I like that.
So we have our safe storage program behind us. We store weapons for people when they don't feel comfortable. We do a free Thanksgiving every year. Last year we served 3,400 plates. We do a Christmas dinner every year. We do 4th of July bash. I don't know. We do a lot, try to help out the community as much as we possibly can.
Can you tell us, we're going to ask you more details about
Mhm.
all of this stuff, but can you tell us a little bit more about how you got started and why you got started here and
Mm.
how you got involved with veteran advocacy?
That's a
It's a very loaded
it's
question.
not what you think, actually. So, actually, this started because of a gym accident.
A gym accident.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was at the gym, the machine broke, fractured my skull, I have a plane to screw, and so I
Oh,
actually started out with CBD because I got headaches, so the CBD got rid of my headaches. So when my lawsuit settled out, the CBD that took care of my headaches, I branded it, made it my own brand, and I couldn't get a bank account or a business license. So I got into coffee. So that's how I did Cash Coffee. And we became a Black Rifle distributor and was a really big distributor. And
Black Rifle is another coffee organization.
mhm.
veteran owned. Yep.
Yep, better known.
Oh, it used to be. It's veteran
Oh, yeah, they
founded.
got bought out. Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, so we was in there for about 3 years. It was pretty. So we sold so much of their coffee that when they do Zoom meetings for their wholesalers, that I would actually help train. And so we actually ended up doing our own coffee. So they decided to try to build one a mile down the street and be our biggest competitor. So we decided to do our own coffee. And so automatically, by becoming a Black Rifle distributor, veterans and law enforcement were automatically drawn to us. And one of the vets, he ended up, one of the first vets who started coming in, he was married at the time and he was Army infantry. And he was going through a divorce, and I put him in my camp trailer for 3 months. And I actually have his bullet in my case over there. And so since then, we've just kind of been a place for him. Like that old bastard over there. He pops in all the time. They're so like I thought I knew vets before I started the store, and after I started the store, I realized that I didn't know jack shit about veterans, and I still to this day I don't know jack shit about veterans. You know, and we've been here 7 years, and like I deal with vets constantly. But they say I'm an honorary vet because I didn't serve. I was never law enforcement. I never served. I never done any of that stuff. I was too busy partying and chasing that chick around. And so like
She just did a little dance. You missed it.
yeah. And
She's
so
gonna do it for us later.
Yeah.
yeah, I you probably could get her to do that. But yeah, so that's just kind of what made it. And I mean, I have things from all over the world. We have a flag that came from one of our customers was a POW in Vietnam for 2 years. So he was held in
Wow.
Cambodia. We have the flag that he captured when he escaped. It's
Oh,
just a
that's
big
awesome.
yeah,
Seriously.
the star up there.
Oh, that's awesome. We'll do a tour in a little
And
bit, and I
so
can show
like
you guys.
yeah, but we realized that there was nothing for veterans really to go to. There used to be a veterans organization in town. There actually is they rebranded it. And we butted heads a lot because they weren't doing actually what they were supposed to. And so the new founder, he's supposed to be really good. And I can get you his information also. I tried reaching out to him, but he never responded back. So, but like,
You sound like a way better VFW.
I've been trying to find a VSO that can come up here and help because we have a ton of vets. Every vet that walks through the door, I ask them, "So, what's your disability?" "Oh, it's only this." And I'm like, "Well, why isn't it this?" "Well, I don't know how to do it." So, like, I'm a big advocate of pushing to get their disability at least 100%.
Mm,
Because
like that.
nobody signs their name on that freaking dotted line. Like, less than 10% people sign up for the military. I don't know the exact number, but like if you signed your name on that line, like you deserve the money that you're owed. You know, a lot of these vets have bad backs. They can't sleep at night. They have trauma. They have all this stuff, and you know they deserve that money. It's better that the money goes to the vets who actually, even if they did 4 years and they didn't do the whole thing, they deserve what they're owed, and that's a big push for me. So if anybody knows a VSO around Cache Valley would like to come up once a month or whatever, help vets, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
send
that
us
would be
an
awesome.
email. Give us some information if you guys know any contacts. I
Jamie,
wanted
if you were sorry, if you were to
okay.
take a wild guess, how many veterans do you think kind of run through Cash Coffee? If you were just to take a wild stab at it,
How many vets run through Cache Coffee like on a day?
no, just just
Well,
in like a month or something, or
I'd
just
say
that
14.
are maybe like returning customers, or
I've had 6 in here today so far.
wow, gosh
And
dang,
what time is it? Yeah, it's not even 11.
wow. So yeah, there's you guys do have quite a community of veterans out there, huh?
Yeah. So Cache Valley has between 15 and 17,000 veterans in the valley.
Wow, dang, that is a big
There's
amount.
it's a big veteran community. And so, see you, man. Have a good day.
So I wanted to say, Brian, if you want to pull up that picture of the front of the store, you guys,
Yep.
the front of the store is very welcoming to everybody, but especially vets, because he's got a giant American flag out there, and it's so awesome. So there we go. It's not the best picture in the world, but this is Cache Coffee. Look for this symbol. Look for this. If you guys are available, please come by. Like, it is wonderful. And like as soon as I walked up, I just felt like, hey, this is a good place to be. It was really fun.
We get harassed because of
Huh.
our sticker on the door.
You get harassed because of the
We've
sticker. Which
gotten
sticker?
death threats because of our sticker on the door.
Which one?
Pedophiles not welcome.
Oh, awesome. If you get a death
They have
threat for
some
that, that's worth it.
great shirts and hats too.
Yeah.
Definitely have some good some great stuff to wear. If you don't get offended, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah, there are some pretty offensive ones
if
that
you get
I
offended over pedophile stuff, then
yeah.
something's wrong with
Then
you.
you
Yeah.
got a problem.
Yeah. I wanted to ask. I know that we kind of talked a little bit personally about why you started this SAFE program. Are you comfortable with sharing a little bit of your experience of why
Yeah.
you came up with the SAFE program and also the details of that for other veterans to know of?
Yeah. So let's see. So I talked about the one vet who brought me his who I put in my camp trailer. So he was actually the first veteran to bring me his guns. So I had his guns in the back and was keeping them for him for a while. And then Friday nights we do veteran game night, and we used to be veteran movie night. And so we started at 7 o'clock. So about 7:15, I get a phone call from this girl, and so the Marine flag right above us. So that was brought to us from a guy named Marine named Herb, just an amazing guy. And so she said Herb took off, grabbed his gun and took off. And Herb's from Colorado. And so I had a little Marine girl working for me at the time. I says, "Okay, I got to go." I didn't tell her what I was doing, where I was going. And so I jumped in my truck and I went up through the canyons that Herb knew, and I'd never seen him. So the next day I did I got home about 4 o'clock in the morning. Next day we put a search party together. We went looking for him again. And so one of our dog trainers actually found him, and he had taken his own life. And she had actually hid his guns, and in hopes that, but she just hid it in the closet, like they didn't have anywhere to take it, and so about that time, we feel that if we had a gun safe, because like I had the gentleman's guns here, I didn't want to take them home. Like I don't feel comfortable, but I don't want them laying around my store either. So we reached out and asked for any safe manufacturers want to give us a safe or want to donate or give us a discount or something. So the Marine Corps League Auxiliary actually donated us our first safe, which is about half the size of this Liberty safe, and which we kids really well. And we put, I mean, it sucks to say we put a lot of guns in there, but I'm glad we have put a lot of guns in there. And so then we ended up on Good Morning America, and Liberty Safes heard about it. And so we actually went down there and toured their manufacturer. Oh, I could make you cry with some stories, but I'm not going to, but because then I'll cry too. We don't want to both be here.
I cry a lot, and I'm
If
crying in
it's not
I'm
a
crying.
if it's not a show, if Marie doesn't cry, I promise you.
Right.
And I'm crying in compassion for that, but also in
Right.
memory of the friends that I've lost as well. And so I get emotional. It's what I
Yeah.
do. So, but
And
I'm so grateful for what you are doing, because had these guys had this option, maybe they'd still
Mhm.
be here. I mean, you never know what's going to
Right.
happen, and you can't change it, you can't fix it, you can't condemn them. But it's just nice to know that
Yeah.
there are people like you that have this option
So
available.
years ago, I actually hated people that committed suicide. Like I'd never go to their funeral. I'd never anything. I'm like, that's the most selfish thing you could do. Sorry if I swear. Like, but I figured it's a veteran thing, so
No,
it's
yeah,
gotta be
don't worry,
okay.
dude. Yeah,
It
The
happens.
F-bomb's my favorite, but like,
that's
that's the most selfish.
Marine's favorite
That,
word.
yeah,
Did you
like,
say Marine or Marie?
Marine. I know Marie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I hated people that did it. Like that's the most selfish thing that anybody could do.
I went through that phase too.
And so I used to coach. I coached little league football for 11 years, and one of my football boys, a year after I stopped coaching him, took his own life. And it's like, what does a 14 or 15-year-old kid have going on in his life that sucks so bad that he doesn't want to be here anymore? Like he hasn't even experienced anything. And so that messed with me pretty good. And then what?
We're probably gonna cry.
So yeah. So then we started this place, and helping all these people, and like I don't know how many people the SAVE program has actually helped. So I walked out of a gas station one day, and a guy thanked me because he's like, "I'm here because of you. I've never been in your store, but just knowing I could bring my stuff to you is why I'm still here." And there's a Navy guy. His gun was in here for over 3 years, and it was the first violent, not really violent, but I went to his house. His wife reached out to me and like calling me over and over and over again. And so it was only a mile down the road, and I took off to their house, and he's violently shaking, and and she had his gun in a backpack, and like he was willing to break his wife's arm to get his gun because he was ready to go. Like, so I finally got the backpack away from him and locked it in the truck, and finally talked him down a little bit, got him in the truck, and I called I called an organization that was here for veterans, and he says, "Well, I'm home. Bring him to me tomorrow." Like, bitch, he's not going to be here tomorrow. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Why aren't you here helping like you're supposed to be helping? So I'm driving around trying to figure out what the hell do I do. I'd only been open, 8, 9 months. Like I didn't really know what the hell was going on. You know, maybe a little longer than that. So I reached out to the veteran who brought me that bowl, and I reached out to another one, and they came down. They met us here and hung out for, oh, he was here for like 3 hours. And then he ended up going home with the one vet, stayed with him for 3 or 4 days till we could help him get therapy, back on his medication. And then he went back with his wife. He still struggled for a while. And like I said, his gun was in there for 3 years. And just over a year ago, him and his wife got in a fight, and he called me 3 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "Hey man," and I'm like, "Hey, like it's okay. Where you at?" And he's like, "I'm in your parking lot." And I says, "Yeah, I can see you." And I said, "Just lay in the back seat," because he was drunk as hell. Like, lay in the back seat, go to bed. I'll wake you up when I get there. We'll go to breakfast. And so about 10 minutes later, I get another notification on my phone and I see his truck leave. 5 minutes later, his truck pulls back in, and cops pull back behind him, and he got a DUI. So that finally, that DUI is the best thing that ever happened to him. So his truck got impounded. He actually got sober. He stayed away from his wife. Like him and his wife, they might have loved each other, but they fed off each other's alcohol.
Just a toxic
Code
relationship.
Yeah,
codependency,
yeah.
alcoholic.
And it's amazing. Oh, sorry. Let me finish the story real fast. And so then he got that DUI, and we actually just gave him his gun back about 4 months ago.
Awesome.
Mm,
Like first time in over 3.5 years that we
wow.
felt comfortable. Like you're doing amazing. You're doing good. Like here you go. Have a beautiful day. But when you have veterans or people or whatever that get into um, alcohol, drugs, or just a lot of I've noticed that a lot of veterans, well, not a lot, but some of them, they will really lash out and they're really quick, and so like if you can get them to calm down and get them to actually think and get them to
The
talk, but a
0 to
lot of
60.
yep, like right now, and I used to be the same way, even though I'm not a vet, but like we have one guy in here, and he's amazing. Like he comes in all the time, and he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this place. He actually was telling me that over the weekend, and so yeah, he used to be 0 to 100 like right now. Like you said something to him wrong, and it's like fuck you, and like he's a big boy, and he's a Marine, and he's just big, and so like his wife was always after him. Like there was always fighting, butting heads. So finally, from coming in here and just talking to him, got him to calm down, got him to look at life a little bit differently. Just like I should be a therapist, but I don't have any licenses. But so him and his wife ended up getting divorced because their whole life lived off of fighting.
Mm,
Like as soon as like she wanted to stop being an asshole and stop being all this stuff, but as soon as he stopped being an asshole, she didn't have anything to love. That's all the relationship was built up. As soon as he started agreeing with her and being like, "Yeah, babe, you're right. Like I messed up," and they ended up getting divorced. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "It is what it is. Like my life is it's going the direction it's supposed to go." And he's been divorced for I think a year now, and now he's not. Now he's got a new girlfriend, and they're doing amazing. And like he got in a car wreck the other day, and he got out of the car, and years ago he would have beat the shit out of that other guy, for cutting him off or whatever. And now he's just like, oh, I guess I'll have to get me another car, And
mm.
it's crazy seeing how just by sitting down and talking to people and having a conversation with them, you know, day in and day out, over and over again, it's changed the way they look at life.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I can appreciate the fact that you take the time to do that, right? Because I think that that's the other thing is a lot of people we're so busy, right?
Yeah,
We're all just so busy, so we don't ever have time to just have a conversation. A lot of times with people, it's always like, "How you doing? Good? Oh, cool. Boom." A lot of times, people first question is going to say good to you. It's not like you're like having the horrible day today. You know what I mean? No one really starts off that way. We all know whether you're having a good day, bad day. It's pretty standard. Good. I'm doing good.
right.
Carry on. Are you really doing good though? You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that's where I think that we don't have the time and stop and say, but are you really doing good? And get a little bit more into, well, maybe I'm not doing so good. You know what I mean? And we don't have those conversations. So I appreciate the fact that you do take the time and conversate with these people. And more than it's always perfect too over a cup of coffee too, right? Because
right.
a lot of times people come in, they want to rewind, they just kind of want to have their cup of coffee, maybe have a little bit of a conversation.
Yeah,
And you just never know where that conversation ends up going when you sit down and just open up that cup of coffee
right.
and you actually really get intimate with that conversation.
Well, like Herb, the one who took off, like he was very deflective. Like you'd never like the way he'd walk through the door, it'd be just bouncy, happy go lucky, and it was always, "How are you?" It was very deflective. Like he was always concerned about how everybody else was. It was never about him. And so, you just got to sit down. And one day I came back from the gym, and I walk in, and my employee Jen, she's like, "There's a guy at the window here for you, and this guy's over here for you." And I'm like, well, "Shit." And so I knew the one guy sitting at the table. I knew he was a vet, and he'd been in it before. And so there was another vet here, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, Cody, John, like, hey, you guys talk," And So they sat there and they talked for a little while, and I went over the window and talked to the guy, and the guy had never been in here before. His boss actually is my neighbor, and told him, "Hey, if you're having issues, just go and talk to Jamie. Just sit down and talk to him for a little while." And so we sat and talked, and I helped. He wasn't a vet, but I helped him, look at life a little differently, get therapy, like do all this stuff. Like therapy changed my life about 10 years ago, and I push everybody to go see a therapist. Like,
I was actually going to ask about that. That's something that I wrote. Like, what are the resources that you've used? What kind of
Mhm.
therapy have you gone into, and how has that influenced you advocating for others?
so
And what drove you to go there? Let's
Yeah,
let's kind of what sounds like 10 years ago. Maybe you were going through a lot, and obviously seeking out to go talk to someone else about it.
Mhm.
At that level, you had to realize something's not right, right? So
yeah.
how did you
So
Right.
get there?
what was your bottom that you hit that made you say, "Hey, I can't do this by myself,"
Well,
and that helped you realize, "Hey, I need help to heal."
so you're told your whole life, man up, don't be a bitch. Let me give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
All this stuff. And so like I was actually a pretty good alcoholic, you know, and then I would lash out. Like I could put on a really good front. I could be the nicest guy you ever was. And then my boss at the time says,
You had a
"Hey, you
little
should
0 to
really."
the 60 yourself, did you?
Yeah, I was
0 to
100.
60 liters?
I was 140 pounds my whole life, so I had to be that very like loud, explosive guy, you know. And so my boss is like, "Hey, you should see a therapist." And like, I don't know if you know the history of me and Min, but we got married 26 years ago.
And didn't you guys get
You and
married,
Mindy?
divorced, and
Yeah.
then remarried, right? Yeah,
We're
right?
not even remarried yet.
Oh,
We've been
okay,
engaged for
well,
3 years, but yeah.
Okay.
So we got married 26 years ago. We got divorced 2.5 years after that. I got custody. We had 2 kids. I have custody of our kids. Like, and I was a really, like I said, I was a really good alcoholic. I was a good weekend alcoholic, and she got into drugs and stuff. And so like for the whole time we was separated and through the divorce, like I blamed her for everything. Like she's
mhm.
cheating, she's using drugs. Like this is all her fault. Fuck that bitch. Like whatever. But I never stopped caring for her. And so we tried to work it out a few times and it never worked. And then after I started seeing therapists, like my boss is like, "You should go see a therapist." So, and I was just pissed off.
You're carrying
And
a
like
lot
I
of resentment, it sounds like,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And so like I was actually, like I said, I coached football and actually starting to lash out onto my kids. Like that's not me. And so I walked outside, I picked up my phone, I looked up therapists near me, and one was just a block away. So I called him up. I says, "Hey man, I'd like to set an appointment." And he actually had a cancellation. So he's like, "If you can get here in the next 15 minutes, like I'll take you." And it's very weird. So I went and told my boss, "I gotta go." Went down there, and I went to him for just over 2 years, I think. And it actually made me realize like accountability, like responsibility, and like with my marriage, she probably wouldn't have cheated and probably wouldn't have went to drugs if I would have stopped partying with my buddies. If I'd have been home and I'd have been a husband, if I'd have been home and helped take care of the kids. Instead, I'm out fucking around on the weekends,
Your
dragging
attention
with
was
them.
elsewhere, kind of, right?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
wasn't it wasn't to be a dad, it wasn't to be a husband, it wasn't whatever. And so, yeah, after I did therapy, like I started looking at life completely different. And since then I've tried. What's up, Pat? You want to be on a podcast? You want to be on a
We're
podcast?
doing a veteran podcast right now. We'd love to have you on if you'd like.
He's kind
Just
of he's
say
kind of a
hi.
he's kind of a douche canoe.
We have another customer here that might want to jump on and come say hi. And what's your name? Patrick. We're gonna have Patrick come say hi.
You want me to jump out?
Either up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have Jamie back in just a minute.
All right. Surprise guest. Boom.
Yeah, surprise guest.
All right. What are we doing here?
All right. Hi, Patrick. Welcome
Pat,
to
what's up,
Every
brother?
Day's a Saturday USMC Veteran. Cash Coffee is our sponsor. And so we're just doing a special podcast to introduce him, talk about Cash Coffee, talk to some of the customers, talk to any other local vets, and just kind of, say hi, tell a little bit about your story if you'd like.
Bet you walked in not expecting this at all, huh?
No,
So you're a veteran.
I am.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, speaking of what Brian is, he probably recognizes me.
Do I recognize you?
He's got a
Well,
horrible memory.
we were in the same branch.
Oh,
Probably
well,
not the
hell.
same time. Just
Well, then,
it's
damn
like
right,
a
bro.
Marine thing.
He's a
I'm ugly
brother.
enough
Yeah.
to be a Marine, and most people call it out when they see me.
Yeah. Well, I was expecting a crayon hanging out of the mouth, maybe, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I left those in the truck. I've had actually, speaking of that, I've had veterans that come here when we end up seeing each other in the ER. That's normally what a nurse comes and brings me.
Is a crayon.
Is a package of crayons that my buddy tells them to send over while I'm in there.
That's
Well,
awesome.
Semper
Getting my
Fi, my
foot
brother.
X-rayed. Next thing I know, a nurse walks in with a thing of crayons, and I'm like, "What's this for?" And I hear my doc buddy in the other room yelling at me, "That's for you."
I was
We
Army
embrace
myself.
it. So,
So
I'm sorry.
when were you in, bro?
So I got to serve in 2006 to 2010.
we were in
Okay,
at the same
nice.
time.
Oh,
Just different
geez.
branch. Yeah.
So I was
06 to
2000
11.
to 04. So you were a little bit after me.
Yes, yes.
So what
That's
was
why I
your
got a little more
MOS? Where were
white
you?
hairs than you.
So I was a 3521 diesel mechanic and an 0911 combat marksmanship coach. And
Oh,
due to
shit.
that, I got lucky enough not to see combat.
Okay.
I started with company training, and then they're like, "Oh, we deployed all the other coaches. So, well, now you're in charge of regimental training. So you just went from 500 to 3,000." So
Yeah,
I
we
got to
still
do
need
ranges
someone to
back to back
train.
for 6 months. I got to get good at shooting. I guess that was a bonus too.
uh,
Well, other
shooters,
than
when
that,
the targets appear, shoot. What do
yeah.
you guys say? We got to shoot it on the left.
When we lose the tower and all the coaches are trying to give the commands, and you lose your voice within the first days and learn how to speak as a drill instructor before you even hit corporal.
Right. Get that little voice
So
going. Let's go, devil
yeah.
dogs.
Other than that, the real nice thing about here is like I tried another avenue here in the city of Logan that is specifically here to help us, and they didn't do anything. I ended up walking into a
Mm,
coffee shop and ended up finding more help with the VA, with mental health, all that stuff than I ever did. I've used their oh, what do you want to call it? Their Liberty Safe program twice, and a
yeah.
lot of the stuff that I've been through. And it was just nice to be able to get my stuff back. Because the first time I had my guns taken away over stuff I was using to try to help myself, I never got to see my shotgun and my 22 again because they had it sold by the time I got all my rights back. That I never really lost, but that's just how that went. So yeah, it's been
And we do
amazing to
know
be able to come in here. I'm
us
in here every
Marines are
day.
definitely a little on the
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
side, right?
We have a few issues. I think the list of what issues we don't have is smaller.
Right.
So yeah,
Uh,
it's been great to be able to have this coffee shop as kind of an outlet to where I go. I've done amazing things with them that I wouldn't have been able to do on my own. I've been to 3 concerts with them
oh,
in
damn,
ways that I
dude.
never would have been able to before. It was just something nice to do together, and yeah, it's been amazing
So,
coming here and the help I've
so
needed.
it's safe to say you kind of feel like you're part of the family then, right there. I mean, you
Oh yeah,
obviously you guys know each other by name, and you
yep.
walk in, and I mean, obviously, bro, you're not hard to miss. You know what I mean?
Fair.
You want to talk about a fucking target?
Everybody wants to stand
I see
behind
this
me.
freaking burly ass dude. Marine's like, okay, I'm gonna have to make room for this motherfucker.
Yeah, this place has definitely been like I've never considered myself a customer. This place has always been, and our favorite saying here is he doesn't have customers, he's got family, and he didn't start that, we did. That's just
Yeah,
something we've always explained and always associated with this place because that's just how it is. We know everybody by name. I
he just
mean,
became the pops, man, without even
yeah,
wanting it. It's just he's the man, kind of the
yep.
uncle.
So how long have you been coming here? And then also, I just wanted to say, like, what an awesome testament to how this program here and this coffee shop can help veterans, combat or not. Because a lot of non-combat vets, right? They feel like they are less than. They feel like they don't
Yep.
deserve to have PTSD. They feel like they don't deserve the help and the resources. So
Hmm.
I love that you're in here and you're like right away, you're like, I didn't deploy, but this shit helped and this is
Yes.
wonderful and I have resources, and so I
Mhm.
love that you're doing that. and that you're being so open. And by the way, we would love to have you as a guest on our show at a different time to kind of share more of your story if you'd like to.
That would be
So
awesome.
leave me with your information for that. But I
Fuck
wanted
yeah,
to ask
brother.
you, how long have you been coming here?
Uh,
Huh?
oh, jeez.
Apparently, we need to hear about the first time he came here. And
So-
when was that?
So was it 3 years ago now? Three, almost 4 years. I came in to a coffee shop, and I say that in lieu of I walked up to the counter and asked Jamie if he knew who I was, and he goes, "Yes. What do you want to drink?" And that's kind of where it started, basically. And it wasn't until about 2 years later that I finally got to the point where he was like, "Hey, I need to tell you something about the day you came in." And I went, "Okay." And he goes, "By the way, you intimidated the crap out of me. Took everything that I had to basically ask you what you wanted to drink
Yeah, I
to
remember
figure
you,
out what
man.
was
You
going
just
on." But it was all I was so much the way I used to be, with anxiety and just so worried about what everybody else thought and everything else, and how I was associated with him through another gentleman that I know that just screwed with my head because he knew how the military mindset worked, and just screwed me up at a shop that I was at. And I dealt with a lot of stuff, and it was that I was so used to being taken a certain way because of the way I was back then. I wasn't very self-aware. I wasn't aware that what this looked like in a mirror, basically. And I thought he hated me, and he didn't like me, and there was something wrong. And he was just like, "Oh, we're great. What do you want to drink?" Like it was just that point. And I'm so used to being taken a certain way, and I was so much in my head about worried about things, overthinking stuff, and making stuff up with my own head that wasn't even there. That to be
I
accepted the
feel that.
second I walked in, even though I thought there was all these issues. That was just amazing beginning to me walking in here and being able to kind of be a part of the family from basically the get-go. There wasn't no weird, well, it may have been weird and awkward, but it was just like we do in the military. We go up and most people think we're fighting,
Right,
and
yeah.
no, we're just talking to each other.
That's
And
what
that's
my
how it
wife's like,
been.
"Who are you talking to?" I'm talking to my best friend Ojeda from the Marine Corps. And she goes, "Oh, yeah, Ben, I
Like,
know.
you guys like each other? Is that a thing? Oh
We
yeah, this
love
is
each
how we
other."
interact. And for him, even not being a veteran, it's been the greatest experience to be able to deal with him. And he has so much insight and knowledge that even the place I went to that's specifically designed to help us veterans, that didn't do anything. If anything, they made me worse. And then I ended
100,
up being able
yeah.
to come here, and his acceptance, his understanding, his want to know how we work, and get to know us in a way that we consider him a veteran, basically. Like,
Well, it
even though
sounds
he
like
was never
Jamie
there.
has a level of empathy, which a lot of people lack
Yeah,
these days. You know what I mean? And I think that empathy is a big part of being able to get to accept people and what they're going through. And
right.
it sounds like Jamie's kind of been that spot, man. He sounds like he's very
His journey's been kind of rough too, because he's learned a lot
sure.
of that too from his wife. So they make a really good team
I
in
was
the sense of how they figure that out, and do what they do.
so
Jamie, hold up one finger if you need help, bro.
Mindy is chomping at the bit. We're gonna have her on here soon because we
can't
want
wait.
to hear her side of things as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So, but we
Yep.
love Mindy too. This is I've just met both of them today, and they are just fantastic and just welcomed me in with open arms. So we'll have Mindy on here in a little bit. And Mindy, we know that you are important as well, and we love you, and we're grateful for you. I wanted to ask because sorry, I didn't mean to hit you.
Oh, my arm's gonna
Oh
fall
my
off.
gosh.
I'm so fragile.
Are you okay, Marie?
Jamie
But
knows that.
I
Did
I
you,
just
is
tell
your
her
finger
princess
no,
every
okay,
day.
no,
It's
actually?
okay.
my pen just broke. It touched his arm and
yeah,
it just
yeah.
broke. I mean,
I
look at
told
these
you.
guns. Yeah.
You
No,
can run through a freaking bricks. So, you know.
so I was just gonna say, because you started saying that Jamie was talk to you about the first day you came in. So
Mhm.
what was his thought process on that? Because you
Uh,
said I want to tell you about the first time I came in.
that's basically was that how I walked in and was like, "Do you know who I
Oh,
am?"
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yes. What do you want to drink?"
Now, did he say yes because he actually knew who you were, or because he was too
We
intimidated to say he didn't?
He knew of me. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So how would
Okay.
we
As,
know
as
of
he
you, bro?
eloquently
Did you
put,
have
I'm
were
kind of
you
hard to miss.
did you kind of are you lighting some shit up?
Jamie just said that they were both told that they had issues with each other through mutual friends,
Ah,
but they
Yeah, we
had.
hadn't actually personally met, but this gentleman that I'm speaking of, he did a lot to mess with my mind. So there was a lot of
Okay,
things that were said to create issues. So I didn't reach out to people that might actually be able to help him because he wanted to be the only guy that could help me.
that is
And then I mean,
heartbreaking.
we had times where he filled up I was using the restroom in the shop. He filled up the restroom full of fire extinguisher. And then when I went to break out the door because I could have gone through the door without trying. He told me he'd fire me, and at the time I had a wife and kids that I was taking care of. And when he told me he'd fire me, there goes my secondary income and doing all that stuff because I'm also 100% disabled. And through all that, it was just like, well, I'm not going to do anything. I hacked for 2 days, not knowing that that could have killed me. And
God
this guy
damn.
just
Bro.
screwed with my head and messed with me, and I guess the word is gaslight
Just
and
thought
do
it
all
was
this
funny,
stuff.
huh?
Yeah, and just thought it was funny. It was the most hilarious thing to me that he's got this big Marine that he can basically make do whatever he wants because my mentality and my work ethic was there to help him to get what he needed
He
done. And as long as
capitalized
as
on
long as
that.
I didn't know what I could do and he did,
Right.
I could make him as much money as he wanted. And so that screwed with me. That there was a lot of discussions that Jamie and I had to be able to kind of figure out and present the things in which they were doing, and then having to work through the things in which that I dealt with through that, and actually have somebody that had the capability to mess with me, but he chose to actually tell me how I was messed with and to be able to help me rather than try to screw my head up even more and help
You
me
know what's
realize
like
what was actually going on.
completely ironic with this situation too, that you end up kind of getting help through a guy that you were told that you guys got issues with, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's how ironic is it that you end up like if you were just to go based off of this dude, whatever he said, and you would have never really, if you kind of felt some kind of way, you would have never ended up meeting,
No.
Jamie and stuff to that nature. So,
And that was
and
that
thank
gentleman's
God for
goal. He didn't want
Jamie
me
as well to
to.
kind of receive you guys and you guys both kind of just break through that barrier, so to speak, that someone set up for you guys.
Yeah. Right.
So this goes into the major importance of recognizing that there are just some people that are toxic and that we
Mhm.
are allowed to build boundaries and to walk away from those type of people. We can walk away, and sometimes it sucks. You lose your jobs, you lose friends, you lose family members. But if you are willing to put in the work, there is healing that is available. There are resources that are out there to help you. If you lose family members, you can find a new family. There are resources that can help you with housing. If walking away from a toxic situation makes you lose your housing or your job, there are resources that are available. So please remember how important it is to heal. And then this also goes into that idea that, I am crazy. I am super crazy. And I know all of us are a little bit crazy, but our brains can perpetuate either stuff that is real or not real and make it even bigger than it really
And the
is.
brain doesn't know the difference.
Yes, and so there's something, I think I've talked about this on the podcast before. Our podcast mostly focuses on encouraging people to heal out loud.
Mhm.
And what is your journey in overcoming your traumas, and how are you advocating for the next person? What kind of resources you've utilized? So we talk a lot about how the mental health is affected, right? And so I think I've talked about this before. You've got dragon fears and then you've got lion fears, right? And your brain really doesn't know the difference sometimes. So the lion fear, if you walk outside, there is a possibility that there could be a lion. It's unlikely, but there is a possibility because we live in a place where there's zoos. So there could possibly be a lion. But when we go outside, there's not going to be a dragon, not in this reality. But our brain still perceives that fear and that threat like, oh crap, there might be a dragon out there.
Mhm.
And so we could have potentially something that has triggered us into fear, and then something that gets just way overboard. And so being able to recognize and to have help to say, "Hey, is this a dragon fear or is this a lion fear? Which one is it? How can I cope with it? How can I move forward anyway?" And so it sounds like that you really took an initiative to you had this real lion fear, but then you also had this dragon fear and you faced it. You came in here and you're like, "I'm here." You put it out there. You didn't start confrontation or anything. You just kind of put yourself out there and you're like, "I am here." And then that was able to challenge that dragon fear. You still had the lion fear because of this manipulation that was going on,
Mhm.
but you were able to push through it. And then because of that, you said, "Hey, I am going to do what I can to find peace in my pain." And you reached out for resources. And I
Mhm.
think that that is beautiful. And that is a wonderful, wonderful explanation of resiliency. A lot of people think resiliency is just, oh, this person is so strong because they can do this shit. No, resiliency is admitting that I can't fucking do this on my own and I need help. And no matter how many times I fall, I'm going to step up one more time.
Strength, as you can tell by the way I'm built, is for a long time in my life was one particular avenue for me. I have muscles, I'm strong. And my journey in the past 2 years, I've discovered mentally and emotionally I'm a lot stronger than I thought it was, but there were things that I didn't even face. I didn't truly understand. And that's why I had such a disconnection with so many people, because I had to relearn how to be human again. And
Mhm.
as you understand, Brian, obviously with what they do to us as Marines, like they block all that to make us good at what we do. And then
Right.
we get out and it's okay, here, figure it out. Here's your thing, do your thing, whatever. And that just thing goes back to being able to have a place like this that I believe at this point that I've finally gotten to the point to what I did being a Marine for me is now a skill, not necessarily a lifestyle. It's something I'm capable of, but it doesn't make up all of me now. My identification with just being a Marine now is not just that. Am I a badass
It's
Marine?
not your
Cool.
identity. Yeah.
Right. That's not my identity. It's in my toolbox. It's things I
Sure.
can use, but I'm not that way all the time. So now I can connect with people. I can talk with people. I can joke and have humor, and I don't take everything so personal now that it's like, oh, that guy's making fun of me. Well, who cares if he's making fun of me? Like Jamie calls me a princess just about every day, and I love it because it's just our way to say hi. And it used to
Right.
bother me. I mean, I'm not a princess. Well,
Yeah.
now I'm kind of acting like one, trying to tell him I'm not. Okay, well, that's what we do. All right, cool. Moving forward, and well, I do have to take off, but one thing I would like to end on is the, the most truly amazing thing that I've had since I've been here is I honestly wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for this coffee shop and Jamie and things that Mindy have done. I spoke to Jamie about it the other day, and there's a couple veterans that feel the same way I do. That I literally would not be here today if I didn't have the resources that I've been afforded and the family that I've been given since I've been here. Because I'm good at being alone. Then I
Yeah.
wasn't so good at being alone. And the opportunities that I've had and the family that's been provided since I've been here has truly been a godsend for my livelihood and my ability to just be me and know that that is good enough, and I'm not stuck in my head with all those thoughts that I'm not good enough, that I'm not this, I'm not that, and all that building up to the point where now I have nothing. What's the point of me being here? And every day I come in here, I find another purpose, and something that's been kind of been on my mind lately is the idea of I never really had a drive to do anything, and kind of being here and watching what Jamie has done and all the therapy that I've been doing in the past few years. I'm considering trying to become a social worker with the journey
Mm.
that I've had and where I've gone and where I've come from and where I'm at, to specifically get into the point of what I've dealt with since coming out of the Marine Corps and the lack of programs that the military does not provide for us when we get out, and to be able to rewire us to say, hey, you know what? Hey, this perfectionist mentality, the way you treat people, the way you talk to people doesn't work out here. Don't lose it when you talk to your Marine buddies. That's why I love the veteran night that they do here. I get to interact with other veterans. I get to be that side of myself without any worry. But then I'm also been taught how to interact. Another great thing I've come in and Jamie has taught me. He told me one day, he was like, dude, you ever wonder why people have a hard time talking to you? And I go, I wonder all the time, but there's not a lot I think I can do about it. He goes, the next time you walk into a gas station, try smiling and see the difference in your interaction. And it was insane. That day I walked into a Chevron and I walked in smiling. I didn't feel like smiling, but I tried it. I ended up talking to the damn cashier for almost 15 minutes. And I'm just like, since when am I somebody to want to talk to? Because I still had that confidence, lack of confidence mentality and the thing. Like I said, there's been so many times where I've come in and I've learned so much by being able to come in here and interact with another human being that's seen some shit, done some shit, been to one side and then come to another side, realizing how human we actually are. And and just like I said, back to the acceptance and the understanding and the resources that, hey, when I come in here with an issue, He's got somebody that I can call. He's got somebody that I can talk to, or I could just sit there and talk to him. And the most amazing, I keep saying most amazing because there's all these things about this man that I truly appreciate. I never get the answer that I want. And I always get to see a perspective that I never would have even remotely thought of. And that's another great thing I love about coming in here when I sit down and discuss with him and ask him a question, because something is pointed out that I never thought I was going to see, never thought I was going to even think about. And it's a whole nother way of thinking about things. And it's not that I need to change to that completely, but it's the corporation of what I came in with to what I know now, and always learning something new is another reason why I absolutely love coming in here. And he's got so much knowledge and understanding. Mindy, how loving and caring that she is. It's just a constant thing of me being able to see things that I wouldn't have been able to see on my own, and not at the place that I went to that specifically says on the building here, we're Veteran Resource Center, and like this is a veteran go F yourself place as far as I'm concerned, because I got nothing while I was there. I didn't get anywhere. I didn't
A
accomplish
lot of those
anything.
people
And
there
the
are
guy
just
that
there
owned
for
it
their
screwed us.
paycheck. A lot of those
Yes,
people
that
there
was
are
very
there
much
for their
what I
paycheck.
thought.
They're not in there for the personal part of it, right?
Right.
They're not there for the empathetical part. They're there because they got to make it, money. And
Right.
so that's where I think it takes out the being able to open up to those people, because they're so by the book, and you don't feel
Yep.
that there's any kind of personal relationship there. There's no ties. They don't understand. They're going off some textbook stuff. It's
Yeah,
way
the
different.
guy there loved to throw his psychology degree at me, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
right, dude.
no,
And that's what
no,
they
you
tend to
still
do.
don't
It's
know
like,
a
bro,
thing.
try this real life experience shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And come talk to me. But like, your textbook doesn't relate to my experience. And
right.
so that's why a lot of times there's that disconnect, man. And when you can find people that you can talk about what's more important to you at the time, right? Because I feel like when you go in there, they're very by the book, right? And they try to
Yep.
take you down their timeline instead of you take them down your timeline, so to speak.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then
with how busy Jamie is, he's always been able to sit down and stop what he's doing and talk to me about whatever as I need to talk to. And I know how busy he is. The man doesn't have a second to spare, but he finds
right.
it. And not only does he do that for me, he does that for multiple individuals, veteran or not, because he just likes to be there. And that's not something I have found very much of since I've been out, but I have found more of through the avenues of the things in which I've done with it, and the people
That's
that he knows, and
outstanding.
the energy that he attracts in the sense of what he does. So
Well, brother, dude, I'm more than happy to get to meet you, and I love you very much, bro, and I appreciate all you've done. And dude, coming on here and talking about what Cash Coffee has done, that's amazing as well, right? Because a lot of times what we're not good about doing is giving other people props. We're not good
yeah,
about complimenting others and things of that nature. So I really appreciate you coming on, bro, and really kind of giving us a really inside look, from a really personal standpoint. I really appreciate that, brother.
Yeah,
I
we're
appreciate
we're
it.
really glad that you were able to be here. And again, we would love to have you on the show. So please leave us with your information.
Okay.
But before you go, is there any other programs you want to shout out? Any social media for yourself that you would like to share if you want people to reach out for you if they need any support, or if you are a part of any programs that you want to share?
I have to be honest, Cash Coffee has been my resource and the connection to anything that I've basically done since I've been here in Logan. The other
I love it,
avenues
man.
I've
If
gone, I
if
don't even
it's
want to
working
mention their
too,
name because they're not worth it.
right? No,
Negative
and if
or
that's what's
positive.
working for you, bro, that's
Yep.
what's working for you. And a lot of people think that I think that when you got to go get help, you got to go to like a doctor or a clinic or something like that. Hell no, you could just go to a coffee shop and go have
Yeah.
that whole experience and not have to go through paying and waiting and appointments and the whole rigmarole.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any social media that you want people to give some love for yourself, or you want to keep it on the low key? Would you like to
I'll be
share
honest, you
yourself?
say social media, and I think you're talking in a foreign language.
So
I'm
do
not
you
internet
do
savvy.
you have internet or Facebook or anything that you want people to follow you on?
No,
Okay.
I just making sure Cash Copy and the man Jamie and Mindy
Okay.
are just more people are aware of that this option is here, because that's like he was saying earlier. Sometimes our biggest issue is just not knowing where to go, and then we feel like we're lost and we feel like we have nowhere to go, and then we end up leaving in a way that's very hard for a lot of people and very hard to understand. But when we feel lost with the way that we are, we literally feel like we're in the middle of nowhere, and there's
I was lost
nothing.
for about 20 years, bro. And I've messed, I've have about 20 years of a lot of making up to do, right?
Same here.
And,
Yep.
and stuff. So I'm just trying to get to a level where we get to these younger folks, the ones
Yep.
that are still in and getting ready to get out, and saying, hey, don't fucking drag your feet in the mud for 20 years
Yeah.
and waste relationships and time. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
And
just
so
like this too. I walked in, I was afraid to come over here and sit here. And with what I've learned here, it was, you know what, I'm afraid. That means I need to go over and do this.
dude,
And
that's
face your
great. I
fears.
love it, man. So today you did something new and you didn't even know it. You know what I mean?
No,
Here's another thing for Cash
exactly.
Coffee, bro. Check mark.
Yep, yep.
All
Oh,
right.
that's
Well,
awesome.
thank you so much for coming and
You're
for
welcome.
just
Thank you for
on the
having me.
spot. And it's been so wonderful getting to know you.
I
So thank
appreciate
you.
it again. You're welcome. We'll see
Thank
y'all
you,
later.
brother.
All right.
Later, Brian.
Bye.
All right, we're back.
Yep. Hey guys, that was wonderful to have Patrick just last minute jump on here. And he did inform me that he actually has a local business that he has started. It is called Automotive Mobile Solution. And so he is actually a mobile mechanic. And so
Oh,
he's
dang.
based out here in Logan, but he has traveled all the way from Tooele to Pocatello, Idaho, all the way down to Cedar City and anywhere in between. And he just experienced an accident himself and is working on his truck, but he needs some support. He needs people to hire him, because that kind of stuff is not cheap. So anyways, he does special discounts. In some instances he can cut off at least 50% of what a normal institution would charge you. So reach out to him. It's a veteran owned business. It's just him on the road. He'll travel to you and come take care of you. So please reach out to him, and I will put the name of the company in our resource list as well. And so next up, we are going to have Mindy. And so Mindy is the co-owner of Cash Coffee, Jamie's other half. And we are so excited to have her on here. And she's just going to tell a little bit about her own experience. And then after she shares with us, then we'll have Jamie do a little bit of a tour and then we'll wrap up. So I'm excited to have her on here. Hey, Mindy,
Hi.
we are so glad that you are here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. A little bit about your journey here.
I get drug along with him. Before we started this, I worked in the restaurant industry. I was a manager of a restaurant for 8 years, and he got this wild idea to do this coffee shop, and it took about 9 months for him to talk me into doing this, and I finally jumped on board, and we hit the ground running, and now 7 years later, here we are. So yeah, pretty fun.
So have you grown a liking to it?
Oh yeah, I've grown a liking to it. I
A
don't
hate,
really
a hate,
know.
a hate love relationship, I imagine.
It's actually a love.
Oh, that's good.
I've never been at a job where I looked forward to going to work every single day. It can obviously be pretty draining emotionally. Gosh, I'm already gonna start. But it can be draining emotionally, but
I brought tissues.
sorry, my dog. But in the best way possible because we save lives here every single day. I know that sounds a little dramatic, but it's the truth. So, yeah.
And a lot of times I think, you guys deal with a lot of people in the morning kind of, right? And they're just starting their day. You don't know what they're coming off of from what they dealt with the day before.
Yeah.
Had a horrible night, so a lot of times you're kind of dealing with people when they're just and they haven't had their first cup of coffee yet, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
uh, so I imagine a lot of times you guys could start your day off with kind of like oh, okay.
Heavy stuff.
Right.
Heavy stuff. Yeah. We've gotten to the point where if someone walks up to the counter to order and they really don't even have to say anything, we can just see that look in their eyes. And usually they don't know what to say. And so Jamie or I will initiate, are you okay? Do you need a hug? And I think that happens like 4 or 5 times a day really, where we can just sense there's something wrong.
Do you guys
Y-
by chance, I know, like in some, like at the bars or at some situations, if someone's feeling unsafe, they can, ask for an angel shot, right? If they need
Yeah,
need help. Do you guys have a special code that somebody can come in and say, "Hey, I need to order this," or would you suggest say, "Hey, I need to order an angel shot," or something like that, that somebody can just come in and
right.
be like, "I don't know what to say, but I need help."
Yeah, so we talked about doing that at one point. We haven't put that on board yet, but uh, we haven't done that yet. Where it's still small enough and it's not crazy busy enough. People and it's such a small town that people just know they can walk in and say, "Hey, I need you." And a lot of times they'll ask us to go outside in the parking lot with them and talk to them, just so it's not here in the open for everybody's ears to hear. And we kind of prefer that a lot too because it gives them anonymity. So a lot of times if people are turning in their firearms, they'll take us outside, and we'll just take them and put them in our own vehicles until it's clean, like nobody in here, and then we'll come in and put them in the safe because we we need it needs to be anonymous for them. We don't want
Sure.
their stuff all over for people to start talking, if that makes sense.
No,
So,
absolutely. Now Utah's kind of been the centerfold of some major stories. I know you guys have lost some law enforcement officers,
yeah.
the whole, Charlie incident. There's been a lot of things going on there. So I imagine, I mean, in your community, have you guys been talking a lot about this stuff? Is a lot of people feeling some kind of way about all these things going on? And because Utah's not usually one of the talked about national news states, right? I mean, and they've now been the centerfold of a
Yeah.
lot of major stories.
Yeah, they have, and I think people do feel some type of way about it, but I think people have been feeling some type of way about it for a while, not just since all that happened, and then
Sure.
when we lost the police officers, we knew Officer Estrada personally here at the coffee
Mm,
shop. Um, and then, yeah, it's been overwhelming the last little while and crazy and sad. It's got me to where, like, I have a concealed carry permit, but I'm not comfortable enough to carry one. So I've reached out to a law enforcement friend to do a class for women to get more comfortable. And the response I had from that was overwhelming, to where I could have like 15 different full classes. And before, I wouldn't have had that. I would have maybe been able to fill up one. So there definitely is a different temperature, if you will.
now,
Yeah,
Mindy, do you consider
so
yourself more? Oh, sorry. Do you consider yourself more of like an empath, like where you kind of take on a lot of the emotions? So when someone comes in with a somber story, it's you feel it almost.
Oh, yeah, I feel it. I feel it a lot. Yeah, it gets really heavy.
I was gonna ask, I'm gonna touch base on that a sec. Let me just say what I was thinking before. So, as somebody who came from Utah County with all of the Charlie Kirk stuff, and I was just down there to visit for that conference last weekend, there is definitely a new heavy atmosphere that is down there. And I know that we've got these different, marches that have been going on, and this, that, and the other. And there's a lot of people that are feeling unsafe right now, and they are feeling frustrated on both sides of the
Yeah,
argument, and there is a whole lot. So I'm so grateful that you guys are here and have this option. And I wish that we had this option down in Utah County and that we
yeah.
had it up in I live in Davis County myself,
Uh-huh.
down in Kaysville. And so I think it's wonderful that you guys have this here, and I'm excited to, to let people know in the other counties around that they can come up here. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's a beautiful drive. So come on up here if you guys need the extra support.
I would
You
say
know,
it's a
but
unique experience.
yeah,
I honestly, I've been to many coffee shops in my day. I've never seen or heard of anything to Cash Coffee's effect. So,
yes. And
it's amazing.
and
You guys are probably more affected than the VFWs, than some of
yes.
these other connected veteran organizations that are funded.
Right.
So
And
it's amazing.
yeah. And I think that it's fantastic of what you were doing. But going back to the question that Brian had, with your empath and your emotionality, right? I can
Mhm.
tell just coming in here that, you definitely have a huge heart
Yeah.
and you are the more of the emotional
Yeah.
person in this. And so my question for you is, how has utilizing this safe program, how has being a part of the advocacy efforts that you guys are doing here in Cash Coffee, how has it affected your own mental health? What kind of resources have you learned about that have helped you? Kind of like tell a little bit about your own mental health journey with regards to how Cash Coffee has affected that, or how it's helped you, or how it inspired you, stuff like
Right.
that. Kind of talk about a little bit about
Um,
that.
it's been I think on one side of it, it's been amazing because I feel like I have a purpose, and I feel um that like I'm needed, like I have a purpose right now. But you're right, it gets very heavy for both of us, for Jamie and myself. And a lot of people, they see what we do here. They see us as Cash Coffee, and they rarely think about the fact that we have a life outside of here that we try to keep operational on a day-to-day basis. And last year was one of the hardest years of my own life personally. I lost my mom to dementia. It was a
Mm.
very rough year, and still trying to put on that brave face and come in here every day and be that strength for other people. It got rough. It got pretty hard there for a while.
I just lost my dad in July, same
Did
way,
you?
same
It's
way. So,
it's one of the hardest ways to see a loved one die.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Me too. I'm sorry. But on the flip side, these these people, these family members in this coffee shop became my strength. So it came full circle. They watched me collapse in tears here day after day after day, trying to deal with that. And they stepped right up and they were here for me
Mhm.
just the same way that we were here for them every day. And it was beautiful. So
Mm.
just the relationships that you build through this kind of work, there's solid foundation relationships, and that goes both ways. We save their lives, but they save our lives on a daily basis here too.
You're
So,
getting to know the people that live in your community,
very
right? A
much.
lot of times we just go to stores and we just, you know, pass all these people that we live with. They could be your damn neighbors, and we just pass by them sometimes. But
Yeah.
now you're getting to know these people personally
Yep.
that live in your community, and talk about building a nice little tribe, right? And just a family. And like you said, it comes full circle. You guys
Yeah.
are there for them, and adversely, they're there for you guys.
Yep.
So it's a beautiful thing. I'm so honored to have come across you guys and get to meet you guys, and have your story out there, because it, 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 this is what it's all about. It's building up our communities and really getting to know the people in our community. We may not even agree with
Right.
things, right? But you can still laugh with each other and still enjoy each other's company. And
Exactly.
that's a great thing I think about sometimes when it comes to a cup of coffee,
Yep.
is you could just have an amazing conversation sometimes, and put the phones away, put it all the way, and just literally have a dialogue with a human,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
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 that's
and
what we try
we're
to.
losing that.
Right. We try to get that message out to our community that a lot of people will see what we do here, that we support the military, law enforcement, and we're patriots, that automatically means people that are on the other side of the aisle per se are
Sure.
not allowed in here. Are they going to be safe in here? Are they And that's the thing that we try to put out more than anything is it doesn't matter who you voted for, who you have sex with, it doesn't matter. Like, we are going to love everyone just the same. We don't care
This is a safe place for
for
everyone.
everyone. It's just we happen to be patriot, America loving, and but we still love everybody.
But it doesn't condemn anybody else.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No, you guys
Freedom of
stand for
speech. Yes.
America. You guys stand for our rights. I mean, you guys are standing on the foundation of what America's been built on. So, if that offends someone, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, these people love their country. They love the people that fought for their country. They love the people that are protecting their country.
Yes.
How can you hate on
Yes.
that?
Exactly.
So, you guys, I wanted to ask because I have no idea the story. So I just started working with Bryan just a couple months ago, and I don't know the story. How did you guys get connected?
How did I get connected? I got connected with Jamie through Veteran Voice Radio. And so I was kind of doing a radio DJ and he had came on the show and we were doing a little interview and just that one little time he was like, "Give me your address." He sent me a hat, he sent me a cup, he sent me coffee. He sent me Mean Gene and K9. So I had both those and then he talked about everything they did and I was like, "Bro, this is amazing." And eventually I think I don't know how I became affiliate, but I talked to Jamie and he gave me this link and I was like, bro, I'll totally rep you guys. Like I love everything you guys represent. And so I've been sharing them for I think I've known Jamie almost 2 years probably or so now. And I follow them on social media. And like I said, I just love what they do and I love what they represent. And I never heard of a coffee shop just opening themselves up to everybody else. And like she said, I think a lot of people don't understand, and whenever they see people that are like CEOs and owners, they just assume they're rich, they got it easy, all those things. When they have no clue, there's a whole struggle. They have a household, they have family, they have a relationship, they have so many other things outside of this business, but they do take their time and invest it into others as well. And so, like, I couldn't tell you how much I appreciated them. And I was like, dude, and then I'm just watching them. I feel like I know them way more than they know me because I watch their social media and I seen Mindy. I love their personalities. Dude, great people. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I kind of attached myself to them as well. I was just like, man, these are great people. I want to rep these people. I want to rep what they're doing. And if hopefully we get some people buying their coffee and supporting them because they need support as well. So they can help support as much as they do.
So I wanted to ask as well, our guest Patrick and our guest Alexa, and then also Jamie kind of touched base on some of the events that you guys do.
Uh-huh.
Can you just give a little bit more details about some of the holiday programs that you guys are doing, and then as well as the veteran meetup that you guys have weekly?
Yeah, so we do every Friday night, we do a veterans night here. We close the coffee shop at 7 on Fridays, and Jamie stays here. And some weeks there's 10 or 12 veterans that show up. Some weeks there's one veteran that shows up, but he makes sure he's here every week at 7 o'clock in case someone does show up and needs a place to be. He created it to help veterans just have some time together with other like-minded individuals who maybe just needed to during the week they're cooped into their house all week and they just needed an outlet or an escape to get out. So he started doing stuff here where they would play cards or they would just bullshit for a few hours on a Friday night. Usually we would supply dinner in some form or fashion. Um, Through the summer, there's not as many that come in, so he'll usually take the couple that show up out to dinner and just get them out of the house and give them
Mm.
something to do. It's been a really cool program.
Is that something that you guys are okay with people coming from down in Davis County or Utah County or any of the other
Absolutely.
counties to come over?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there is any veterans that are interested in that and they want to be included, they have a chat, a texting chat for that. I would say we'll get you connected with our email, or I'm sure Jamie gave you some contact info. If not, I will, but to put in your resources, they can text into that chat and he'll add them if that's something they're interested in.
Are you okay with saying it out loud, the number?
Yeah, it is. Jamie's cell phone number is 435-881-6883. And if you just text and say, hey, I'm a veteran that is interested in your Friday nights, he will add you to that group chat. And then you'll start getting all the text messages every week for that as well. Upcoming, we do have our veterans breakfast that we're doing. This is our second annual veterans breakfast. It's on November 9th. It starts at 9. I think it's at 9, 8:30 or 9. And it goes till about 11. And we invite all veterans and their families to come in and have a meal. They do it that day so that the veterans can have their actual Veterans Day open to go to other places and do other things. And then we have our Thanksgiving for a Community coming up. This is our 7th annual Thanksgiving for a
And
Community.
they get a lot of people to show up for that, by the way. I seen the videos on that.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do. I mean, it's grown, right? I mean,
oh
through
yeah.
each year.
Our first year, there was about 40 people that we crammed inside of this coffee shop. And then the second year, we started going to the Eagles Lodge here in Logan, and it's grown and grown and grown. And we thought we were going to outgrow it this year and have to find another place, but we're going to do it one more year at the Eagles. Last year, it was like 3,000 plates were served somewhere around there. So, and it's
My
open to
God.
everybody, not just veterans.
When is it?
Anybody on Thanksgiving Day, 11:30.
Yeah, so they totally. I mean, if someone doesn't want to cook or doesn't have someone to eat with,
Yep.
So it's
it
for anybody. And
Anybody.
it's at the Eagles. What is
Eagles
it?
Lodge here in Logan.
Eagles Lodge.
Yep.
In Logan. Okay.
Yeah, and it's open to anybody. And then we have on Christmas Eve, we do a buffet style dinner here in the coffee shop. If people need a place to have Christmas dinner, we open that up to anybody as well.
What time?
That starts at 11. We usually close around 3 or 4 on Christmas Eve. So we'll just go all the way up until we close.
So 11 to 3.
Yeah.
Okay. To 1,500. Awesome. So open to all
Yep, open to all.
in shop. Okay. Awesome.
And then aside from that, we don't have a whole lot going on again until probably next summer. And we do like our 4th of July bash we do here. And then we do like hot rod, dad bod, car wash. Yeah.
Wait, hot rod.
Yeah, hot rods and dad
dad
bods
bod.
car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That is awesome.
it's crazy the amount of money that actually brings in.
No,
We'd have
that's great.
cheerleaders one day and the hot rod dad bods the next day, and the dads would just kill it. They would just, yeah, it'd be amazing. So
That's
That is
awesome.
awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for
yeah, thanks for having me.
telling us a little bit about yourself and telling us a little bit about the programs. It is so wonderful and
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much, Mindy.
Yeah.
Thank you
thank you.
so much that all you do.
Thank
You
you
guys
so
are
much.
amazing.
We appreciate it.
And so now what we're going to do is we're going to have Jamie just give us a real quick, it's going to be a distant tour because I can't really take the camera everywhere, but we'll do a quick tour of the shop, and then we'll let them do any last minute any last minute comments that they would like to share. So thank you guys.
All right, so now we're gonna have Jamie do a little rundown and show us all the amazing things. You can just see it's loaded. So here you go, Jamie. Take us through.
And forgive the camera skills.
Where do you want me to start?
So we're not gonna be able to show you everything because it's literally everywhere, but we will show you some of the things that we're able to bring to the camera.
This is Sam from Bellwood, France. Famous Marine battle there, World War One. That's where the saying "devil dogs" came from. Some people say.
Wait, what is that? Is that
Sand.
ashes or sand?
Sand.
Okay. Awesome.
This one is volcanic ash from Iwo Jima.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's freaking cool.
Sand from the beach of Normandy.
Oh, dude. You guys have got a museum going on in here.
Yeah.
So is this just stuff that other vets have brought in
people
for
just
you?
brought us.
That is awesome.
Jeez.
Infantry book from 1917.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And this is a Japanese flag taken off of
Go back a little bit.
Japanese flag taken off of a soldier. World War II. You
Wow.
can still see the stains on it. We need to get this put in a frame because it's like it's so
Starting to
old.
deteriorate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So this is. Grab a slide, babe.
Oh, yeah.
This is a almost complete chemical test kit from 1954. These are all supposed to be destroyed. Our employee found it at a garage sale for $2.
This was
Wow.
the first detection kit that was able to detect nerve agent.
Even the ampules are still got
Wow.
stuff in them.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are literally a museum.
Yeah. Oh, here's all of they've got all of these up on top, all of the patches,
This
unit
is-
patches.
Yeah, there's
Up
so
there,
much stuff.
If you look up, they've got flags all the way across.
Ooh, that's a nice flag, that Marine one. Mm.
Yep. And then you can look over here, and that's that little area. sitting area.
Oh my gosh. That is
And there's
amazing.
usually a bookshelf in the corner over there of kids' books, but I'm using it for the mic right now. And then we go over here, and we've got some stuff back here.
I can actually.
They need a poetry book in there.
Oh yeah, I'll give you guys a poetry book to put in there.
There's a bayonet.
Oh, K-bar. Or is that a bayonet? Is that a K-bar or a
Bayonet,
bayonet?
yeah,
Yeah, it is a
both.
bayonet. Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
shit.
these
Mm.
Scout 10 Taliban.
Yep, from an airplane.
These artillery shots. This book actually spells out Cash Coffee. That's a local artist over in Tremont. She folds all those pages individually.
That's awesome.
This was done by Dakota Meyer.
Came out of his
His collection. His art
Sergeant
gallery.
Sergeant
his,
Meyer?
his art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I don't explain this right, but he started an art of some sort after he retired and started doing stuff like this. A local guy here in the valley bought this and brought it into us. I'm not exactly sure how that all took place, but you know that Dakota Meyer has nothing to do with that as far as
Awesome.
yeah.
We got a signed postcard from Don Graves.
Dakota Meyer actually re-enlisted.
Yeah, into the reserves. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a signed postcard from Don Graves, the same customer that brought us that.
Yeah.
So he is
The oldest living flamethrower from Iwo Jima.
Wow.
He was on one of the Sean Ryan podcast episodes. I highly suggest everybody watch his story too because their life expectancy was 4 minutes. And
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah.
he goes through his whole life story, how he joined the Marines. It's pretty neat. It's pretty amazing. That's the stuff that I love. This here. Oh, Jamie went on our flight as the guardian, and he got that flag at Fort McHenry. And there was twin brothers that were Vietnam veterans that actually put it up on the pole and flew it. That's that flag. The one behind it, is that the first one we flew here?
no. Customer just brought us that one. I don't know.
Customer brought that one. If you go to the left,
Right behind you.
right behind you, there's another flag. That one was flown on a mission in Romania. We sent a bunch of coffee to some troops in Romania. They flew it on their mission and sent it back to us.
Wow.
So, and then the pictures of the SR-71s. My best friend's grandpa was an SR-71 pilot, Captain Jack Layton. He was the unofficial fastest man alive, and he's the first man to see the sun rise and set 3 times in the same day.
The only man.
The only man, sorry.
Wow.
He did a U-turn above Denver, Colorado at 2,200 miles north.
That's awesome.
And this picture right here is taken at Area 51 and signed by 4
Oh,
pilots.
hold on.
Uh-oh. So,
All right, and we're back.
taken at Area 51, signed by 4 pilots. So he got restationed, and the picture above it is HARP. So he basically went from Area 51 to Alaska. And then this over here is a customer when he's a paratrooper in the 80s and why they wore the red beret. We got the 2 signs from I Got Your 6, 22.
Which is where?
It's not weak to speak. And if you're looking for a sign not to kill yourself, this is it.
That's awesome.
Oh, babe, where should I go from here?
Let's just go to.
So the locals only flag up there. So I have a good friend that's an Army Ranger. So he's actually I have his Red Hawk feather over there. So he's a dependent in Hawaii. And he had the locals only, or he had the local infantry group, the Wolfhounds in Hawaii, fly that all through the Philippines and hit every island of Hawaii on a Chinook. And then so
You
That's
see
awesome.
Jamie getting emotional right now just even talking about this because he is one of the other ones that we've taken under our wing, I guess, if you will, and moved in his own life.
Right.
And now he's doing amazing. So
That is awesome. This whole place is truly a testament to the lives that you guys have touched and the experiences that you guys have had with people. It's beautiful.
the Don't Tread on Me flag came off an aircraft carrier. The Marine flag came out of Colorado. He took his life June 5th, 4 years ago.
The gentleman who gave you that flag.
the Marines,
Oh wow.
he was.
I'm really impressed with how many veterans you guys have in your
Yeah.
community
Yeah.
as well. Like, I mean, you guys have really collected a lot of stuff through your local community. And what's kind of nice about it is people could come there and see what others in the community have done. You know what I mean? It's really a very cool, unique thing where you guys are kind of showcasing the history of people that live in your community.
We feel as though they don't get the attention they so deserve. And I think that even the veterans themselves a lot of times don't feel as though they deserve that. And we just want to make sure that they know that they do. They deserve every bit of it because everything that we have is due to their sacrifices. I mean, yeah, they deserve it. So.
You guys, this is so amazing what you are doing here. Like, it's so beautiful. I feel so loved and feel so connected. And the spirit that is in here of camaraderie and compassion is just so palpable. And I am so grateful that you guys are doing this.
Thank you.
It's been very interesting, but very, very cool at the same time.
We've grown a lot for sure. Let me show you the other. So these are some of my favorite moments. This is obviously Jelly Roll.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Mr. Jelly Roll
we
before
were-
I mean now he's half the man
Yeah.
he used to
Yeah,
be.
Awesome.
We were a special guest at Jelly Roll last year, and
Oh,
he
that's so
invited
cool.
us with 3 veterans and their families, and gave us the royal treatment down there.
I got
It
to
was
see him here at SoFi Stadium. Yeah, amazing performer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was actually touching the stage.
Wow, that's so
So
cool.
he is huge in the recovery community. And yeah.
He's
And
about to open a completely free recovery center on his land in Tennessee for
Wow.
people.
So we actually do a lot with recovery also.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, you were saying that you had some sobriety under your belt. I'm 8 years
Well-
sober myself.
yeah, I was a really good weekend alcoholic, but I don't really consider myself an alcoholic. I guess I'm not one of those meeting people. But Min was into meth for a long time.
Yeah, meth and opiates. I have 16 years clean, and I was literally a junkie and spent a lot of time in jail, rehab centers. But I was given another chance at life, and so it's another reason why I work so hard to give back to others.
So on top of the veteran community, you guys are really helping just the community in general and the
Yeah.
recovery community as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a place in town, Recovery Cafe. Just amazing people. And since we've started roasting coffee, they've never paid for coffee.
No.
Yeah.
Like we just donate them coffee. Every time they run out, they just bring us a bucket, we fill it back up, send it back out.
You guys are a place of understanding.
Yes.
I don't know about that. Just kidding.
I Okay, and then another one of my favorite things here is, can you see it?
Angle it down. Nope.
Okay, so this is Tyler Vargas Andrews. I don't know if you know who this is or not, but when they
Yeah.
had the botched withdrawal in Afghanistan, he was one of the ones that was injured, and
we lost to 13, he would have been number 14. He had 134 ball bearings go through his body.
Gosh.
So he heard that we help out vets, and he had an issue with his wheelchair lift, so he popped in here. And he's on Sean Ryan. I think it's episode 64 or 65.
Yeah, I watched
And
that one.
So I heard the episode, but I didn't know who he was. And Mindy Howe, she's a stalker for all these people. So I'm just sitting there talking to him, and then he pays for his drink, and she says, "Well, what's your name?" And he told her, and she just started bawling. So we contact every once in a while, and I can send you guys his information. I'm going to reach out to him and have him get a hold of you guys to be on your podcast. So we talk every once in a while. We send him coffee and just random dumb shit.
but his motto is never a victim, and it just goes to show you can go through so much and still.
Yeah, he still shoots like every day. He's still doing CrossFit, working out. He's missing an arm or leg. He still has shrapnel on his body.
It's amazing.
He hasn't let nothing stop him.
No, he doesn't. I think he's having a baby too, if my memory serves me correctly.
think so.
But yeah,
Wow.
So-
That's outstanding.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for showing some of your stuff. They also have, all of this merch over here. Well, some of my stuff over there, but they've got some merch over there. And then if you go
We
over
actually
way
just
over
got
there,
This is our brand new hoodie, actually, which is the perfect episode.
that's the shirt that I'm wearing as well.
And the gray tall shirt, we hold the line.
Yep. And then Jamie is wearing a shirt as well. And he's been drinking out of his little coffee cup. If I can get there.
That's not
There we go.
mine.
And then we've got over in the corner, we've got all of their different types of coffee. And I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down, and we will let them finish up with just some last minute comments. So give us just one moment. Oh, I just dropped my. Oh, no.
uh-oh.
Hold on. Well, Jamie and Mindy, thank you guys so much for being here. I am so excited that I got to meet you guys in person, and I look forward to working with you in person. And I'm planning on coming up here more often. But with that, do you have any final comments that you want to share? Any social media shout outs that you'd like, any programs you'd like to do, or any questions that you have for Bryan? And I'm going to back off, and thank you guys so much.
Thank you. You want
You
me
go,
to talk
baby.
about it?
You go.
I basically, we basically just want to say thank you for this opportunity. When we first opened this coffee shop, we never envisioned it to end up this way. But I'm so grateful it did. I think we both are. I think that it's been a beautiful thing, and we just want to let everybody know that they're welcome here. This can truly be a safe place for anybody. The safe storage program is not just for veterans. It's utilized most by veterans, but it's available to anybody. Yeah, babe, anything?
Veterans breakfast. So November 9th, we have Veterans Breakfast. So veterans and their families are welcome to come. We're doing it on the Sunday before Veterans Day so that people can actually come and enjoy it. Thanksgiving, so we do a free Thanksgiving every year. Right, but this is the end of it.
Okay.
So, yes, so we do a free Thanksgiving every year. So if you need a place to go or you just don't want to be alone or whatever, everybody's welcome.
Yeah. It's obviously free for everyone. So.
Friday nights we have veteran game night. So starts about 7:30. And we always end up doing something, whether it be games or go to a movie or go have dinner or just sit here and bullshit.
I think too, I also want to say thank you to the veterans out there for trusting us and letting us into your lives. I know it's not easy because I know that it's hard for all of you to trust people. And it's a lot, especially to bring civilians into your lives and treat them, like they're one of you. And this has been the most monumental thing I've ever been a part of. And I'm just so grateful. And I just want to say thank you. My dog's trying to get in here.
Somebody spilled the
Well,
drink.
we appreciate you guys so much, and like I said earlier, what really attracted me to you guys is just first off, Jamie's just a cool, down to earth dude. First and
I got you
foremost,
told.
and he's just easy to talk to. He's my, he's my cup of coffee, so to speak. And I could totally see myself and Jamie hanging out and busting each other's balls, and hanging out. But I just, like I said, it's really one thing. It's hard enough to own a business and run a business and keep that business afloat. But I mean, even more so for you guys, not only just to do such a thing, but also open up your doors to others and basically open your arms and accept them into your family and make them part of your family. You guys are not just a business, but you're basically a home for a lot of
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
people that feel comfortable to come in and have a place, and you might even be some of their part of their routines. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. I honestly have no idea how many keys I've given out at this place.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. We do give veterans keys if they need a place to go and we're not here in the middle of the night.
wow.
So
Yeah, I don't think for me, I've never seen another company out there doing such a thing. So, it is an honorable thing for you guys to do. It's something you don't have to do. You guys could totally just open up your shop, serve coffee, and move on and go about your day. But you guys do stop and take the time to get to know some of these people and we got to see these people come in here and talk, which I really appreciate too. That's the great thing about this whole experience is we got to actually see customers come in here, talk about their experience while being at the Cash Coffee and what you guys have done for them as well. So just like Patrick, it's funny that this big ass dude, I imagine wherever he goes, he's showing his presence, but um, it- what a life-changing thing it's been for him, it sounds like, though,
Yeah,
just finding you guys alone. So it's amazing.
I drag Patrick along. Well, I don't call him Patrick. I call him Pat, which I'm one of the only people who calls him Pat. I drag him in so many different places. I drug him. I drug him to Jelly Roll. I've taken him to all these concerts.
That's great,
Drug
man.
him to the yeah. I've
It
pulled
sounds
Pat
like
out of his
Patrick
comfort.
kinda needed that too, though,
Yeah.
He
needed
needed
somebody
you.
to yeah. And so yeah, it's really cool. I don't know.
it's been amazing.
No,
Like
and
you
it
said, to have
is.
a coffee shop and to honestly, I would make a lot more money if I just did a coffee shop.
Mhm.
Like if
Sure.
I just came in, I opened the doors, I just served drinks all day, I would actually be rolling in the money probably, but doing it the way we do, it's more fulfilling. I'd rather get in the same car I've got into for the last 7 years before I even open the coffee shop than to be in a really nice car and worry about somebody later on.
There's more important things than money.
Yeah. So
I love it.
there's some I've been working on for years. I've been trying to find the funding and stuff. So I've been trying to start a veteran first responder and law enforcement PTSD thing up here. Actually, buy a recovery center, do kind of a recovery center, and do the holistic work. The more, get their hormones taken care of, their testosterone, get all that stuff taken care of. Do more of a natural thing instead of just hand them pills and be like, get on your fucking way, you know.
So do you guys accept donations or anything like that to help you guys out with like the Thanksgiving meals and things like that? Or do you guys have any, like places where people could donate?
No, we hate free money. Yeah, we have a
I've never heard that before.
right. Now we have a Venmo.
It's just Cash Coffee. Just Cash Coffee. Or you can also reach out to us on our social medias. You'll find it under just Cash Coffee. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and our website is cashcoffeeandmore.com. So if you have questions, you can also call the coffee shop 435-753-2284. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, once again, I thank you guys. I know you guys are some busy folks, and I appreciate you guys carving out some time and showing us you guys the shop and everything you guys got. Is there anything else that you guys maybe want to say before we head out?
Nope.
No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
allowing us to
you.
do this. And, like Mindy said, thank you for allowing us to be part of your community.
Yeah, it means a lot to us.
No, we thank you guys. I think you guys a lot. You guys are doing so much more than you guys probably ever know, and probably more than you ever expected.
Right.
Yeah,
So
for
a lot of
sure.
people are depending on you guys almost at this level. So
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's a
thank
great that
you.
you guys are like a foundation for your community.
Thank
So
you.
thank
Yeah,
you
we've
guys.
actually had 988 calls a couple times to see if we could help them put guns in our safe.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
That's amazing. And then you know what? I love to hear this because maybe this can inspire other little places out there that to start making a safe program, right? And
yes,
for
So
people to feel
Liberty
comfortable to put
Saves,
their weapons away and not feel like they're going to get it taken away from the
yeah,
law or something and never have
yeah,
it back. Sometimes we may need like a 6 months break from our weapon. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So Liberty Saves will actually help us get safes to people, give discounts or whatever to do the safe storage program.
Oh
So
shoot,
if
nice.
people want to send us an email or reach out to us, we can actually go through what it takes because we don't want anybody just to put a safe in their house. It has to be like a business or a nonprofit or something along those lines because nobody wants to drop their gun off to somebody else's house they don't know. But if
Right.
they drop it off to a business and then plus you don't want somebody you don't know what mindset somebody's going to be in to bring it to your house. If they bring it here, it's more of a business, more of a public place. And like I think Mindy talked about it. We've actually met people outside. We've had therapists bring me guns, family members bring us
And you
guns.
guys don't really ask questions, right? It's you guys
no,
just you don't want
No,
if they're open to talking to you, you're opening to listening, but you're not prying. You're not
yeah,
yeah,
like, well, why am I taking this? And you
yeah,
yeah,
can't have it back.
right.
You guys are more or
Yeah, a
less
lot of
a
times,
safe spot, right? A safe
yeah, yeah,
safe
safe,
safe.
safe. Yeah. So it like a couple months ago, about a month ago, we actually did 2 guns in the same day. I was actually at our local derby, and right in the middle of the derby, I got a message says, "Hey, I need to bring you my gun." I says, "Okay, I'll see you in a minute." And so I left all my friends, everybody at the derby. I came down here. I got here at probably 8 o'clock. I was here. I left at 11. So I put his
Wow.
gun in the safe. I actually made some drinks. We sat down. We talked. We went over some things, and yeah. And so, like, one thing with the SAVE program is it's not a 9 to 5. I don't know where people come up with that. I've never worked a 9 to 5 job in my life. It's not an 8 to 5. It's not a whatever. It's a 24-hour day thing. Like, I've
has
got
he gotten
calls.
out of bed at 2 in the morning to come
Yes.
down and open the door? Yes, he absolutely has.
Mm.
So, and
Wow,
that's one of
that's
the biggest
amazing.
issues. It's one of the biggest issues with the veterans organizations is that when we were in need with a veteran who was literally on the verge of taking his life, and their response was bring him by in the morning. There's not going to be a morning for these people. Like, if you don't act right now, you've lost your opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's why it means so much to
So
us.
we also give out free gun locks.
Yeah.
And then
Mm.
one thing about a gun lock, so if you have somebody who's got suicidal ideologies or whatever, if you put a gun lock on your gun, you put your gun on one side of the house, you take your key, you put it in a bowl of water, put it in the freezer. So by the time usually they can get the two together, they've usually talked themselves out of it
Yeah.
or have reached out to somebody. So it gives
Wow,
them
I've
enough
never
time to
heard of
kind of
that.
rethink that. Yeah.
It gives them
Wow.
an opportunity to think, because most of the time it's a split-second decision.
Yeah. Some
Gosh, damn, that's a
drastic
good one.
happens. So yeah, it usually gives them enough time whether they got to break the ice open or they try to melt the ice or try to whatever to get the key out. Usually by the time they get the two together, it's usually
They've changed their mind. So
Wow. All right. Well, sheesh. Man, you guys are amazing. Once again, thank you guys so much for what you're doing for your community, for the world. We thank you guys so much. And hopefully we can see you guys again and keep doing this. This is cool.
yeah,
for
this was
sure.
awesome. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
All right, guys. Well, that was amazing experience and a first for the show. I think that's the most we've ever had like guests come through and interview and have a personal experience. I hope everybody enjoyed it just as much as I did because I've I've seen a lot of videos and stuff, but I've never got to see such a close, intimate thing. So thank you, Marie, for taking us through that and taking the time to drive over there and set up. So thank you
Yeah,
so much.
I was so honored to be here and so happy that Jamie and Mindy agreed to do this. It was so fantastic and just so emotional and so wonderful to know how much they care about the community, and the feeling when you walk in here, it really is like you feel like you belong. Like,
Mm,
this is a home for you, veteran or not, it doesn't matter. Like, you walk in here and it feels just so welcoming and warm and just fantastic. So I'm glad that I was able to do this. So
that's
thank you.
so awesome. Yeah, thank you once again for taking the time to do that. And as we say here, you know, uh, before we go, please check us out on any of these platforms down below. If you have anything, even if you don't listen to it often, just go ahead and give us a little follow. Also, if you rate the show, it will help this get out to more viewers. And if you would like to be a part of the show, you can email me at everydaysasaturday365 at yahoo.com, or you could also email Marie at sliderbabe.com. And also, if you're
You
looking for her poetry book and stuff like that, shoot her an email.
you
If you
can
just want
also
to
go
talk
to
to her. Yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead, sorry.
You could also find all of this stuff at sliderbabe.com. So
Boom.
SLIDERBABE. There is the link for the podcast, and there is the link to all of my work and how I'm healing out loud. And there's also a link for scheduling. So if you are a veteran or if you are healing in your own way and you are advocating for veterans, or if you know any stories of other veterans or any advocacy programs and want to share with us, also, if you are interested again in joining that Slider Babe community and you don't feel comfortable with sharing your story on air, you can send it to me through the community or send it to us through email and we will read it for you on here. So
Mhm.
please feel free to reach out to us even if you don't want to be here on person.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you once again, Marie, for taking the time to travel over to the location, set it up, and you really been hustling and bustling and getting us guests for the show. And we're pretty much booked all the way out till January timeframe. So don't waste your time. Get in touch with us so we can get you on the schedule. Come tell us your story and heal out loud with us. And we thank you guys so much for blessing us with your presence and listening to us and supporting us. We thank you all, and we hope you guys have an amazing day. Don't let the day kick your ass. Make sure you're out there kicking it. Until next time, we'll see you guys.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.